Okay, so the next topic is integrations. So in Workday, actually the Workday is categorized the integrations as four types. So we have the four types of integration categories. One is the EIB, and another one is core connectors, and third one is document transformation and studio integrations. So these integrations have inbound and outbound kind of things. Let's say first let's talk about EIB. So EIB means enterprise interface builder. So it has the inbound and outbound types of integrations. So why we need these EIBs and why the Workday is categorized integrations as a four types. So here the in each integration has their own characteristics. Like EIB is working for some kind of integrations with some limitations, and core connector is also working for only some kind of integration and some kind of data extraction and also load the data, and document transformation is only for the transformation of XML file. And with studio integrations, actually this is the most important, highly demanded in the market. So this one is we can create the complex integrations, and we can send data from Workday to some other downstream application systems. So all these four integrations are doing working in this way. So in this integration, let's talk about the first EIB integration. So that is Enterprise Interface Builder. So the inbound is for loading the data into the Workday. Okay, the inbound is for loading the data into the Workday. So means, let's say for example, previously the organization used some other technology to maintain the HR data like Talio, PeopleSoft, SAP, okay, and Banner. So these are all the different kinds of systems they are using to maintain the HR data. So, but they were not actually comfortable with that system, and they like to migrate it from that particular legacy system to Workday. So during that period, so there is some data to import into the Workday to do all some specific operations from the HR side. Like we have to hire a workers, and we have to assign some rules, and we have to create some organizations. So that system, the previous system is the interface and operation is something different, but this Workday is also completely different. So as a part of their start their operations in the Workday, they need to upload the data. Okay, they need to load the data, and also whenever they want, so they can extract that from reports. Okay, and convert it into from specific file format, and they were actually working with kind of that files. So that is the main reason.
సారీ ఫర్ ద ఇంటరప్షన్ రాము గారు. కొంచెం జూమ్ ఆన్ చేయండి. కొంచెం వాళ్ళు మెసేజ్ పెడుతున్నారు చాట్‌లో. గాయ్స్ యూ కెన్ ఆస్క్ టు నో ఇష్యూస్ ఒకసారి అడగండి. అంటే సార్ ఒక్కోసారి ఏందంటే మెసేజ్ చూసుకోపోవచ్చనమాట. సో మీరు ఫీల్ ఫ్రీగా ఒకసారి అడిగితే సార్ కొంచెం జూమ్ చేస్తారు. నో ఇష్యూస్ ఓకేనా? ఎందుకంటే
Yeah,
సార్
okay.
ఫ్లోలో ఉంటారు. ఒక్కోసారి మెసేజ్ చూసుకోపోవచ్చు. మీకు డౌట్స్ ఉంటే అడిగేసేయండి. ఏం కాదు. నో ఇష్యూస్.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah,
ఓకే.
okay,
ఓకే.
sir.
Is
ఓకే.
it
కంటిన్యూ రాము.
is it better
ఇది
now?
ఫైనా మీకు కనిపిస్తుందా మీకండి?
Yeah, okay.
చాట్‌లో. శివాజీ, రమేష్ పెట్టింది మీరు కనిపిస్తుందా?
Yeah, కొంచెం
Yes,
little.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay, okay, got it.
అడగండి ఏం కాదు. ఇప్పుడు సార్ ఏంటంటే క్లాస్‌లో ఉంటారు. కంటిన్యూస్‌లో ఉంటారనమాట. సో చాట్‌లో ఒక్కోసారి చూడకపోవచ్చు. సో మీరు అడగండి. నో ఇష్యూస్ అనమాట. ఓకేనా?
Okay, sir.
Okay.
ఓకే.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so like that, the EIB can able to load the data and also extract the load data. So for that, we have the inbound and outbound types. Okay, so and also in other words, we can say EIB is a simple integration. Okay, simple integration where it has we can use only one web service to load the data, and we can use only one report to extract the data from the workday. Okay, so let's talk about the EIB inbound first. Okay, so to create EIB inbound, we have the task called create EIB. So this is the task, and this is the page actually it will come. So here I have one requirement. Okay, before this start creating this EIB, let's talk about the requirement. I have one requirement as a part of migration from legacy system to Workday. There are some roles, and also they were hired some workers. Okay, so they would like to assign these roles to the all workers in different supervisory organizations. Okay, supervisory organization in the sense it's nothing but a department, means reporting structure. Okay, so to perform certain operations in particular supervisory organizations, the Workday gives a facility to create some roles, and we can provide only security to that particular role, and that particular worker can able to perform actions only on that particular supervisory organization. So he didn't get a complete access; he will get the constrained access. Okay, constrained access. So as a part of that, the organization was decided to assign some roles to the workers. So there are huge, let's say for example, hundreds of employees. So in manually, how to do that? So with EIB inbound, we call it as a automation, but in manually, we have the tasks to assign that roles. Okay, and we have some navigations to assign the roles. Let's see first how to assign those roles. So the roles can assign in supervisory level and company level and call center level, okay, and location level as well. But mostly we are using assign roles in the supervisory levels actually. So to see the supervisory organization, we use the task called view supervisory organization. Okay, this one. So select any supervisory organization. So every supervisory organization has a manager. Every supervisory organization has a manager. So is the one manager of this supervisory organization SGS. So like I said, it is a reporting structure. Like for example, let's say we in an organization we have the several departments. Like some people are working for developing Java application and .NET applications. Okay, Java application, .NET applications, and also they are working for other ERP applications. Every department has a team leader. We call it him as a manager. Okay, so end of the day, all the managers should reporting their higher levels, higher level leadership person, their reportees. So here in the supervisory organization, do the same thing. Let's say, for example, this is an Java application development department, and in this department, there are six workers. Six workers are working for different for different works actually. Somebody is working on a server side, somebody is working for developing application, somebody is working for develop the code, like that. So in the same way, every organization has their own its supervisory organization and a reporting structure as well. Okay, that is fine. So this is my supervisory organization. I would like to assign one role to this supervisory organization manually. So we can do that. by navigating to the related actions. Okay, in a roles tab, assign roles. So it is asking for the effective date. Okay, and it will gives the automatic time zone, and click on OK. So here it has some rules. Okay, some roles are inherited and some roles were assigned. So the top one is showing that assigned roles, and the below one showing that inherited, because while creating the security group they were mentioned like access rights to organization, so that some roles are actually inherited from their superior organizations, inherited from their superior organization. So we'll talk about that later. Okay, so once you click on that assign roles, you will get these two kinds of grids and information, and we assign the roles in the first grid, assign roles grid. So let's say we have the different roles that are created in this tenant, already created. Okay, these are all the different roles. Let's say, for example, collaborator. I would like to add this collaborator to role to some any worker. 20. Okay, so directly with employee it is not coming. Let's search for the job profiles. So these are all the different job profile. Let's search for accountant 2. Inside this, I have one position. So this is we can call a position. Okay, position accountant with this name. Okay, so I was selected collaborator. I was added collaborator role to this particular worker. So the worker is coming along with the position. So now, whatever the domain security access that has this collaborator role, so this worker can able to perform all those kind of transactions inside this inside this supervisory organizations. That means he can initiate some tasks, and also he can get some transactions to approve, and he can also get some transaction as a kind of actions to change the data. So those were completely configured in the business processes, completely configured in the business processes, and also some accesses. Okay, so we'll talk about that detail because if you want to understand this concept, that we need to talk about some domain securities and all. So we'll discuss about this in later session. But so far, I'm just adding one rule. That's it with the this position, accountant position, and just click on OK. That's it. This is how we can assign the role. So the suppose for example, if you have a hundred or hundreds of workers and with different kinds of supervisory organizations, you have to find out that supervisory organization, and you have to find navigate to the related actions, and you have to go to the roles tab, and you should click on the assign roles. Okay, and then you should assign the role just now what we did. Like that you need to do for all the 150 or 200 workers like that. So that's a time consuming process. Okay, and also it is sometimes it is difficult to find out all the supervisories as well. So to automate that, we have this EIB, inbound integration. Okay, so let's give the name of the integration. Okay, EIB, assign roles, inbound. Okay, select the inbound and click on OK. So here we have the five tabs. One is the general settings. So this is our integration name, and this is ID that is automatically created by the system. And if you want to specify any comment here, you can comment it. So this should represent what is this integration exactly do. So based on your comment, actually, so if somebody open this integration and he can able to read the command, he got an idea. So this integration is actually import some assigned roles. So like kind of idea they will get. Okay, so and next the next one is the get data. So this is actually important one. So here actually we select the web service and some other configurations. So here we have the two boxes, like one is the get data and another one is data format. So what is this get data and why we need it? Okay. So inside the get data, we have the data source and the retrieval method. So retrieval method in the sense, with this integration, we are not extracting the data from the workday. We are just load the data, okay, or import the data into the workday, right? So like that, so to load the data, we need some information outside of the system, not not within the workday. We need some data outside of the system. So for that means outside of the system in the sense, so the people who are migrating from legacy system to the workday, they need to create some data from their system, like whether it is a PeopleSoft system or Banner system or SAP system. They should generate one file out of that legacy system, and they will send to us. Okay, they will send to us, and we use that data, and we entered our information, and we do that mapping, and then we load the data. So this is what actually happened. To receive that file, we have some retrieval methods. To receive that file from external location, we have some retrieval methods. That is Amazon Simple Storage Service and attach file at launch and FTP SSL and Google Drive, REST URL, SFTP use existing retrieval methods. So these are all the different retrieval methods to extract the file, to obtain the file from the external location. Suppose if you select the Amazon Simple Storage Service, so it has some information, what is the bucket and regions and access key ID and secret key access and what is the file name. So we need to provide all this kind of information. Okay, but right now we don't have any setup available for all kind of this retrieval method. Okay, so once you join an organization, they will provide. But for inbound EIBs, we never used any retrieval method because it has the spreadsheet and it is difficult to upload that spreadsheet inside these servers. It has actually some complex things to do that. So that's why people are instead of creating inbounds EIBs, they were directly go to the studio inbound integration, and there actually they created exact integration. But this EIB integration is actually we use it for manual purpose only. Whenever we want, okay, whenever we want, we actually run this EIB to load the data. So it's not a scheduled one. So in my experience also, I never seen an EIB inbound as a scheduled one, because whenever we want, we just ran that particular time and we completed the task or automation kind of thing. Okay, so like that it is actually working EIB inbound and attach file at launch. So this is for launch, attaching the file when while running off with this integration. I will show you that. And FTP and SSL. So this configuration required one address and directory and this other user ID name and password, verify password kind of thing. So We can see all these details while we're discussing about EIB outbound integrations. Okay, we will discuss more on this part. The same thing, the same retrieval methods are there in the delivery methods as well. Okay, there actually we have the delivery method, but here we have the retrieval method like Google Drive, REST, URL, SFTP. So we will discuss in the next session while we start discussing on create outbound EIBs. Okay, so as of now, just keep attach file at launch. Okay, and here restricted to. So we can restricted this one for whether sandbox tenant or production tenant or implementation tenant. So whenever you define these kind of restrictions, and that will work only for that particular tenants. For example, if you are restricted integration to implementation and sandbox, and you will run it in a production, so it will not work. Okay, so like that, the restricted to is worked. So based on the requirement only, we restricted the integrations. Okay, so based on requirement. So and this get data box is having these kind of details. Okay, like this, like this actually it is working. And the next one is data format. So this is a very important. So we need to define the web service here. So what is the web service? Why we need to define web service? So as a part of the automation, as a part of import all bulk data in the sense these transactions. Okay, in order to perform all the bulk kind of transactions, we need a web service. That web service is helps to okay complete all those transactions and all those and import all those kind of data. Without a web service, okay, without a web service through integrations, we cannot load any kind of data into the workday through integrations, whether it is EIB or Studio. So web services are most important. Okay, so we can polish these web services as a SOAP APIs. SOAP APIs. SOAP in the sense simple object access protocol. Simple object access protocol. So if you look for Workday web services directory, okay, if you click here and when you click on the operation directory, these are all the these are all the different kinds of web service. Okay, these are all the different kinds of web service that available in a workday. Okay, these are all the web service names, and this is all the categories. We no need to learn all these kind of things because nobody learn all these things. So based on their requirement and based on their organization operations, everybody is only working on few website, I mean few EIB inbound integrations. Let's say now I have the requirement for a mass assigning of this role. Somebody has uh, had a request for mass creating supervisor organization, mass creating cost center, mass creating locations, or mass loading the job change transactions. Okay, like changing the location and changing the job position, like promotion, like that, and changing the compensation details. Like for everything we have the web services, so that from here, from this directory we can able to identify. Suppose if I search for assign roles, okay, this one is assign roles, you will get the complete description what it is exactly do. Okay, assign roles to assigns and uses the assign roles business process. You may specify a worker or position. You may specify worker or position. If you specify a worker as the event target as an assignee, to add and the worker has multiple positions as of the role assignment effective date. So like this, we have the complete description of how this web service can do. So initially, what will happen when you got this request? So when you got this request, So you are very new to the workday. So how to find whether it is assigned roles and whether it is some other task. So if organization actually given a community access for every workday employee, they should have the community access, and you need to search there and you need to find out. In other hand, they will directly provide you the web service as well. Okay, they will directly provide you the web service. So by using that web service and also from the community, you can able to download the you can able to download the one example documentation. Okay, how to load the details and where we need to change the data and everything. They will give you one one example documentation along with the different examples. So based on that we start and creating and we completed our task as a mass assignment role with this integration. Okay, so like that actually the process is like in workday. Okay, but you are never ever get anything in a Google search engine. You will get only these things in a workday community only. Okay, the information is not available outside of the community. Okay, like that. So now my web service is assigned roles. Okay, and then click on next. So this transform tab is not required for EIB inbound because we are not doing any transformation here. This transform are come into the picture while we discuss on outbound EIBs. Okay, and also this one is not for the delivery because it's a workday web service operation. It is only loading the data, not the delivering, not delivering any kind of data. So just leave it and review and submit. So this is review and submit will gives you the all the configuration so far what exactly you done. So far what exactly you done. Just click on OK. So now this is my integration. So remember every integration actually whether it is a core connector has its separate interface and studio has some same kind of interface with the different details. Okay, and this EIB is having this kind of interface with these details. So the reason why I am telling this, you should identify when integration is open, you should identify what kind of integration it was. So we'll discuss later and we will see all kind of integrations. Okay, for EIB, the interface is like this. We have the system name, system ID, and what are the configurations that we have done in the okay get data and transform and delivery, all of that. And in the transformation, we have used like assign roles web service. So that is why this came like this. So after this part is done, so now to load the data, to load the data, we need to generate one spreadsheet. We need to generate one spreadsheet. So that spreadsheet is located at related actions, template model, okay, template model, and generate spreadsheet template. Okay, click on the confirm and submit. Click on refresh until one output file is downloaded. Just click on refresh. Okay, it's completed. One output file is downloaded. That is assigned roles. Just open it. So it was just an Excel sheet. So if you open this one, okay, so this is the sheet it is actually looks like. So here we have the two tabs. One is overview and another one is assign roles. So let's talk about overview here. So in the overview, we have the business process name called assign roles. Okay. What is this business process? So in Workday, for everything, there is one business process is there for every transactions. So without that business process, okay, the transactions are not happen inside the Workday. So for this assign roles also, we have one business process. To open that business process, BP colon assign role. This one, default definition. And these business process are directly created by the Workday only. Okay, you cannot able to create any business process. They were directly created by the Workday only. Of course, we can create, but we cannot say that is a creation. We can copy the business process. Okay, we can copy the business process. Okay, that's a different topic. So, by once you initiated or assign any role to that particular worker, okay, to that particular worker, that will hit the this business process definition, and it's complete the okay incomplete the transaction. So I just want to bypass this business process because my role assignment is no need to redirect or no need to trigger, okay, no need to trigger this business process. I just want to bypass this step without interacting with the business process. I just want to assign my role to that particular worker. To do that, we have the different processing instruction. The first one is the manual processing. So if you select this manual processing, once you start assign the role with integration, okay, so it will route to the role maintainer security group. The people who are having this security group, this transaction is sent to their inboxes, like here, like a taken action, like a taken action against this transaction. Like that it will, like that it will send to the their inboxes. So that is happened when you if you select the manual processing. So once they actually complete the transaction, then only this role will be assigned to that worker. Okay, so automatic processing, and you know about that automatic. So normally we say, so it will complete it automatically. So run now is for instant run. Suppose if you want to assign run while you run the integration, okay, so it will run instantaneously. But EIB is not, Workday is not recommended to use the run now. Okay, run now with, okay, run now with as a processing instruction because it will give the load performance issue while running the integration. So don't select the run now, and run now with automatic process as well. So they were also working same as automatic processing, but don't select this one. Always select the automatic processing. Okay, so here we have the one interview questions like, so what are the different tabs that a web service spreadsheet contains? Then you can answer like that. So depends on the web service that we select. Based on that, actually we have the spreadsheet. Suppose let's take an example of assign roles. So we have the overview tab and assign roles tab. Okay, so in the overview tab, we have the business process name and the processing instruction and discard and exit validation error and processing command. Okay, the processing command. So these are all the options that are available in a overview. So after you mention about processing instruction, again they will ask some one more questions like, can you explain the what are the different processing instructions? And you should say manual processing is there, automatic processing is there, run off is there, and run off with automatic process. So just explain one line answer about all these four, and so that will be fine answer for that question. Okay, so like that they will ask questions and we need to answer accordingly. And after that, coming to the assign roles tab. Yeah, so this is how actually it is look like. The top one is the web service name along with the version. So this is the latest version. So in Workday, actually version get changed in every releases. So we have the two releases in every year, and because the releases in the sense they're actually adding the new features based on the customer's requirement in a particular modules or a particular area. So like that version might be changed. Right now we are having the V44, and in future we have the 45, 46 like that. Okay, and the next one is area, and here it is saying that all and assign roles, role assignment data. So in the restriction, it is telling that which field is required and which field is optional. Okay, which field is required, which field is optional. So when you start initiating assign role, the effective date is actually the required field. Without effective date, we cannot assign any role. And after that, role name and the position ID. The role name and position ID. So these are all the required things. But along with this, here it is mentioning that spreadsheet key and row ID. Okay, and this role assigner, just I talk about this one, right? So role assigner and other assignable role. Okay, and remaining are optional ones. So restriction part is representing kind of things, and the format. This format is representing the field format. Okay, and some integration IDs. Okay, so field format in the sense like text or numeric, like that kind of things normally we had. So coming to the integration IDs. So these integration IDs are also very important because we load the data only with the integration IDs, not with their names, only with the integration IDs. So Workday has integration IDs and Workday IDs for each and everything, for role, okay, for position, okay, like that, for supervisor organization, for cost center, for company, for worker, okay, for everything it has a integration ID, okay, integration ID, and it is type. So in the format, when we add the integration ID, we need to define the type of that integration ID, okay, type of that integration ID, and then and then normally other hand we have the other field format like text and yes or no kind of things. But whenever you see this kind of thing, organization role ID, these are all the integration types. I mean, the ID types, integration ID types. ID value is different, ID type is different. So this is the integration type. I will show you. Okay, I will show you. So like that, I have this information. Okay, and in the fields we have the effective date. Okay, effective time zone, but it is optional. In while we doing the role assignment, also it is asking a time zone as a default, but here it is optional. And this one event target assignee one field is there, and remove all role assignments. Like that, we have all the fields. So as I said, in an example documentation, they were already loaded all the information. So accordingly, you need to load the data here. So before that, there are some interview question around this one. Okay. So commonly they are asking the question with respect to this one, spreadsheet key. So they are asking what is the spreadsheet key and how it is work in EIB inbound. So you can say the answer like spreadsheet key is the transaction key. So it is actually unique for every employee. So generally we use the employee IDs in a spreadsheet key because whenever we had any error with respect to that particular employee, the error it will show along with the employee ID because we're mentioning that error. We're mentioning that key as a employee ID. Suppose if you are given 1, 2, 3, 4 like that, so it will give that particular row number. So that is the main purpose of this spreadsheet key to identify the row which is causing the error and remaining all are fields. And one more thing that you need to know, row id is like unique id. Okay, so like unique id, this is required. Suppose let's say for example if an employee has, suppose if you like to assign two roles for an employee, same employee, you should specify the spreadsheet key as a two employee IDs, means like same ID, it will come as a two, and row ID as 1, 2. Okay, row ID as 1, 2. One role is for one supervisory, another role is for another supervisory organization. Okay, so like that the row id is working. So this is also one important question that interview can ask and you can answer like that. And remaining all field names. Okay, so we can fill accordingly. Okay, let's add the data. Okay, let's add the data and see the results. So before that I need supervisory. I need two supervisory, I'm looking for that one. Let's take one supervisory. Go to this one, supervisory by manager. Okay, let's open this one and open other supervisory. Anyone. Open this one. Okay, and let's take another one, supervisory by manager. Okay, so open this in a new tab. Right click on the three dots. Okay, and left click on see in new tab. Okay, these are all the three supervisory organizations that I am going to assign some roles to some employees. Let's take this employee. Okay, let's take this employee. Okay, this employee has the position. Okay, position P105844. So what we add in a manual assign roles, we have used like effective date. Okay, and the role name and the position. Okay, so now I told you just now, right? So we need to use the integration IDs only. So in a spreadsheet key, I'm going to giving this employee ID 105510 and effective date I'm going to give the today's date only, like this format, not your wish in a format. So this format 2025 and 04, okay, and 23, like this. Okay, and just leave the time zone and event target assignee. So in the event target assignee we need to give the position ID. This one, this is the position. If you left click here, okay, integration IDs and view IDs, open a new tab. So this is the position ID, this is the ID value. Okay, let's copy this one and paste it here. here. Okay, this is the position ID. Remove all role assignments for event target assignee. No, I'm not going to remove any role assignment for that worker. Okay, row ID just specify one, and role assigner. So this role assigner should be this supervisory organization. Okay, this supervisory organization ID. So go to the related actions, integration IDs, view IDs, and open in new tab. If you right click there, it will open the prompt with C in new tab, and click on the left click. Okay, so this is the ID value. Okay, let's copy this one and paste it here. Okay, this is done. So this is external supplier invoice. We don't have that field. Okay, then now we have the assignable role. The role which one you like to assign, we should give that particular role ID. Okay, we should give that particular role ID. How to see that? So as I showed you earlier, we can do that in go to the related actions and assign roles. Okay, like that. And also we have another task called maintain assignable roles. Okay, maintain assignable roles. So here we have the complete role information, but this one actually gives you a little bit confusion. Okay, but here we have the complete role information, and you should go from here only. Okay, that will gives you the better like better understanding. Okay, click on OK. So just select for any role. Let's say for example committee analyst or committee partner, anything, committee analyst. Open this role in new tab. Then go to the related actions and integration IDs. Okay, this is the ID value. Copy this one and paste it here. Okay, so that is done. And after that, again remove existing assignees for uh, assignable role on role assigner. No, I'm not going to remove anyone. Just no. Okay, and also after this one, updated later dated assignments. Means suppose if you assign any with some delay date, and we should we should tell the system to update like that. So it is optional, but you can use it, no problem. You can say yes here. Okay, and assign is to add in the sense same one, same. Copy the position ID. Assign is to add. That's it. Okay, let's save this, and first we'll try with this one whether it is giving any errors or not. So let's attach this sheet to the integration, and we will validate this sheet. Okay, so go to the integration. Okay, let's open here. Go to the integration, test EIB, assign roles. Okay, so open integration, launch and schedule. Here click on OK. So here we have, these are the launch parameters. The first one is integration attachment. Okay, and the second one is load error limit and validate only data. and add errors to attachment. So here also again you have the interview question. So they will ask what are the launch parameters of inbound integrations, and you should say integration attachment, load error limit, and validate only load, and add errors to attachment. Okay, so in the integration attachment, okay, we need from here actually we need to add this attachment. How to add? So just click on this value box and click on the create integration attachment. Okay, so it will ask like this prompt, and click on the select files and navigate your sheet, this one assign roles. Okay, and click on open. Okay, now I have added my spreadsheet with the loaded data. So load error limit. So here we have some values like 1, 2, 3, 400,000 like this. Suppose if you specify any value, if the integration is reach out to 100 errors, so it will stop there. And if you have any errors out of 100, I mean after 100, it will not return those errors. So like that we can specify the error limit with this option. So keep the unlimited as a default always. Okay, and validate only data. This is also one more important, because with this one there is one interview question that frequently asked by the interviewer. um, Suppose I have a spreadsheet. Okay, I have a spreadsheet. I just want to validate the data without loading. Okay, without loading into the workday. How can I do that with the EIB inbound? Okay, so you need to say tell the answer like, by using the validate only load launch parameter, we can do that. So this launch parameter can validate the data without loading into the workday, and it will returns the errors, because already we have load error limit and add errors to attachment. So by using these two options, this one is validated and throws the errors to the other two launch parameters. Okay, that is the importance of this validate only data. So I'm just enabling this one this time because I just want to validate my data. Based on that, I need to configure other data. And suppose if it is written any errors, I tell the system to make an attachment of that particular errors. Okay, so this is my configuration, and click on OK, refresh. So click on refresh button until it gets refreshed. Okay, I have two errors. Okay, I have two errors, and in output files, just download the failure report. If you open this report, so it is saying that invalid ID value P hyphen 105844 is not a valid type for academic affiliated ID. Okay, invalid ID value for supervisor organization, academic division configuration ID, again for position. So why it is written this uh, error? Because okay, this is the position of this employee. Okay, and here the type is, it is having position ID. Okay, the system will recognize this value only with this position ID. But in a spreadsheet, in our spreadsheet, what it is having, academic affiliated ID. So it is an invalid ID, so that is why it is not identified. We need to change this academic affiliated ID. And in the same way, for a supervisory organization, if you take the supervisory organization, this is okay, this one, supervisory organization, timely. Okay, so it is having the type as organization reference id with this value, but in the spreadsheet we have the academic division configuration id, so which is invalid. And the same thing here also for this position id as well. So now we need to change this, and we need to edit, and we need to add the exact ones, and we need to generate the new one. So let's see how to do that. Okay, so open the integration, assign roles inbound. Okay, go to the related actions again, template model and view. Okay, click on view. So it is coming like this. So here you just need to click on edit template model sheet, edit template model sheet. So here it is showing all the spreadsheet data, I mean spreadsheet fields, this spreadsheet fields and format and all those things. Here you need to change the options. Where we had that options, one is for event target assignee. Okay, let's search for event target assignee. Here it is event target assignee. Yeah, event target assignee. So here we have the academic affiliated ID. Remove this one and add the position ID. Navigate to the P. See here position ID. Okay, this is fine. And next one, supervisory role assigner. Okay, role assigner. Here it is not there. Scroll down. Here we have the role assigner. So this role assigner actual reference type is this one. Okay, but in our tenant it should be not role ID. It should be organization reference ID. It should be organization reference ID. Okay, at the role assigner, select the organization reference ID. Organization. Well, let's type organization. Okay, organization reference ID. And the same thing is for, we need to make changes for assign is to add. Assign is to add. Okay, assign is to add same position ID. Okay, position ID. That's it. Done. Click on OK. So now template model sheet. Here we don't have an option. Click on done. Okay, after click on done, view template model, assign roles. Okay, template model. So here we have the generate default template model. Suppose if you select and download the sheet, you will get the same this one, unchanged spreadsheet. Okay, you need to select generate spreadsheet template. If you click on this one and click on confirm, click on submit, click on refresh.
Okay, next.
Okay, now new one got available to download, and download this one. If you open this one, okay, same, select the processing instruction as automatic processing, and if you click on assign roles, see in the event target assignee we have the position ID. Okay, at role assigner we have the organization reference ID. Okay, and assignees IDs we have the position ID. What you do is just go back to this one, and copy this information and paste there. Okay, fine. Now let's save this one. This is 2. And now let's add this one to the integration and we'll run and see. Related actions, integration launch or schedule, integration attachment, select files and select the latest one too. Okay, validate only data, add errors to attachment. Click on OK, click on refresh. So here, if you see, all records are loaded successfully, means this integration is successfully validate our data, so without any issue. Now, again, we need to launch the integration without validate only data launch parameter, without checking that launch parameter. Okay, again, you need to add the same spreadsheet. Okay, I'm not going to select this one, but I'm selecting add errors to attachment. Click on OK. Just refresh it. Success. All records are loaded successfully. Let's navigate to that supervisory organization. When you click on the roles, or if you can directly go to the related actions and roles, assign roles tab. Let's select for that, whether we have position with timely. Okay, we are opening the same one. Okay, right, timely. Let's search for this employee. Assign to, and the role is committee analyst. Okay, so due to some access issues, actually the committee analyst is not getting updated to this worker. Okay, we'll see that debug tomorrow, and I will explain you why it is not getting updated. Okay, so we'll discuss that part in tomorrow for 5 minutes, and we'll let's start another integration tomorrow. Anybody has any questions?